Hello and welcome to Vtracc. This is the inaugural season of it being called Vtracc. This is round 6. We are at Valencia, Circuito Ricardo Tormo. Beautiful racetrack in the Spanish seaside town of Valencia. Beautiful, isn't it? We are currently watching the end of practice, and I am today here, Julian, instead of Ruby, because Ruby's actually racing today. I'm glad for her to have made that change, because she desperately wanted to. But I am not alone here today. I am assisted by Ivano. Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Julian. How are you?
I am doing fine as well. Especially seeing this beautiful racetrack. Of course, we raced here last weekend, and I think we both agree that it is a lovely racetrack to actually race on.
Yes, the Valencia is like pretty solid for GT3s. I was a bit skeptical about it when you said it's mainly a motorcycle track. I was thinking that it might be a bit iffy around some corners. They might feel like a bit of a drag, kind of like maintaining throttle, mid-level throttle for long grids. But no, the track is fast-paced with relatively generous track limits, so you're pretty much always kind of on the limit, but not really. Like, it's relaxed, but also on the limit, and it's fun.
Exactly. It is surprisingly fun on four wheels, even though it is, as you have already said, traditionally the season finale for the MotoGP calendar. But yeah, that is what it is most known for, and also it is also most known for being mistaken with the Valencia Street Circuit, which was an F1, but that is not the same circuit. Don't worry. As far as I could research, Tilke had nothing to do with this track that we're racing on today. But before we go on to the qualifying session, let's take a look at a bit of a highlight reel from a last round.
The Lone Star V-Prix got off to a much cleaner start than last round, with Lucas Lichten in the field, along with Akito Suzugawa and Saiko Kaisa. However, Palu Kai had managed to lose many positions to start, dropping back as many as 3 spots, here getting passed by Jordan Brunch. However, Palu Kai would soon go on to recover some of those positions, getting back past Jordan Brunch and Cody Lionheart. Akito Suzugawa would unfortunately suffer an early drive-through penalty, which ended his race prematurely. Cody Lionheart and Jordan Brunch got together multiple times, not just in battle, but in literal contact. Unfortunately, later on in the race, Jordan Brunch also retired the car. Lukai was able to continue their charge up the field as they got past Asa EXC and would soon begin challenging Saiko Kaisa for the podium spots. Asa EXC would meanwhile find another rival in Isaac Umbras, as Isaac Umbras came on to finish in their best finishing position of the season in 5th place. Big controversy of the race.
Alright, that was a bit of highlights and a bit of auditorial confusion, I think. Anyways, we currently have the Vtracc standings as they are on screen. Team Iris is in the lead with Lucas Lichten and Asa.exe, followed by Technoburst Racing with Saiko Kaisa and Ki Exeta. In third, we have Mirai United VRT The Elders, with Reska Kyoso and Blanc Ryuzaki at the helms of the cars. Then we have Yukai Racing, which is, of course, Polukai and Eva Yuki. Then we have Miro United VRT with Emilia Anderson and Akito Suzugawa, Yandere Racing with Amethysta VTube and iMantrix Science. Grip Runners currently only running with DJ Overdrive. Then there's Katse Racing Team with David Katse and Soleil Jurokrox, and THFO Merkel Racing with Faro Kami and Taki Hayabusa. Alright, now let's get into qualifying session. The session has started a few seconds ago, it seems. Who is out on the track as first? That's a good question, isn't it? Let's take a look at the map. The first one around will be Polukai for their flying lap. So let's take a look what they can do. Going a bit...
Polukai also raced here. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Polukai also raced here last week with us over on the Tracc GT Cup, and previously in the previous race, it seemed like he was pretty fast over on the Tracc GT Cup. So let's see if that momentum will carry on through this qualifying session. It seems like each day he's getting even faster and faster around here. So I feel like he might even win today.
Yeah, Polukai is definitely in a good position to have a good finish. Of course, already having that experience from last week. Knowing whereabouts the track is most treacherous, which in my humble opinion is tire wear.
Yeah, the right side tires especially seem to really get hot, and if you manage to get off the main racing line, the tire wear just increases exponentially. The track kind of seems like a bit of a one groove-ish track. Not much alternative lines you can really take, but once you're on the racing line, the tires are somewhat fine except for the right side.
Yeah, and actually I was wrong. Rescue was the first one round for a lap, but Polukai is now setting the second time. Oh, and they are immediately up together by 1/100th of a second exactly.
Yes, and look, Polukai really extending the track limits already. It seems like they could possibly dethrone Reska from pole.
And there's quite a few spots around here where you can go wider than usually. That was a bit too wide.
Oh, yeah.
But which is unfortunate because Polukai was a few tenths up on their time in that first sector alone. So the 31s are definitely going to be cracked today in this qualifying session. Rubia Costa is also looking up on their time right at this second in the Jag.
The Jag.
Only 1 second down in the Jag.
The Jag. But yeah, Rubia Costa, as we said before, is not commentating but racing today. And it seems like they have gotten quite the hang of the Jag already. So maybe a surprise podium in the cards?
That is, well, as we see right now, it is rather close between Moritz and Ruby, so that is definitely a possibility. Reska Kyoso now having put in that second lap immediately, 31.792, easily in the 31s.
And looks like I have lost my bet with Reska.
What did you bet?
So, yeah, just for context. So, me and Reska, so I was pretty happy about Reska saying that he felt slow around here. And then we met, and then I saw him beat my TGT race best lap in his practice. And then I made him a bet. I said, if you beat a 32.4 in the race, I'll put your most famous Twitch emote, the Reska Wheeze, on my face for a week. And considering he's already doing 31.7s in the quali, he's probably gonna crack the 32.4 time I set for him in the race pretty easily. So, you know, I'm gonna just ask him for the Reska Wheeze file when the race is done.
Excuse me. You bet with him that he's not gonna be quicker than a 32.4 in the race?
But yeah.
Okay, so you basically wanted the Reska Wheeze emote on your face.
Here's the thing though. He did not seem confident enough, and I felt confident around Valencia, so I thought, I'll probably be fine.
We're talking about Reska here. Reska is one of our quickest VTubers, and he immediately also bettered his lap now to a 31, just under 31.6.
Yeah, I regret my decision.
But Polukai also seems very much up on that time. Currently 3 tenths up, and we're only halfway through the lap. Polukai is definitely challenging that pole position.
Yeah, it seems like we're gonna have a very tight and hopefully clean battle between Reska and Polukai once race time comes around.
There we go. Oh, the
There we go.
31.552 to get 4. Exactly 400s quicker than Reska Kyoso.
Yeah, this qualifying session is already very tight, and there's still 12.5 minutes to go. These guys are already pushing, by the look of things, pretty hard.
There's another person that's currently pushing. It is Lucas Lichten. Currently 5/10 up on their time. Was just 7/10 up on their time. Of course, Lucas Lichten currently with the team, the championship leader for Team Iris. However, what can they do?
Ooh.
Oh, they're now up 1 second, but wide, unfortunately. Lucas Lichten has the pace to go into this winning fight for today. However, there needs to be a clean lap.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate there. You generally don't want to touch the outside curve there on the last corner. It just sounds like no grip. You're going to start either sliding or understeering, and either way, it's just going to be a very sour end to your lap if you manage to even just barely clip that curb.
Exactly. And Lucas Lichten is back on it again. Currently 3.5 tenths up on their time. So looking for the low 32s already in this point of the lap. However, as we saw last time around, it is the end of the lap where Lucas Lichten has quite some time to gain.
Yeah, end of the lap here especially, the exit is very important out of the last corner because the straight is somewhat long, but also the exit is also very important because if you mess up the exit, you're losing a lot of time. And oh, through the chicane.
However, that did not invalidate the lap. So let's see, in the braking, did not gain much time, however, as well. It's looking like not challenging for pole position at this moment in time, but we're only halfway through the qualifying session at this moment, and it's 5/10 down on Polukai's lap. Almost the third person to get into the 32s. A bit further behind, we have Ryoma Kirihara. Currently 5/10 up on their time. 6/10 actually now. Looking to challenge for P6 against Isaac Umbras, and it is P6. Even almost up to Moritz Hiccup's time, and Ruby Acosta as well.
Yeah, it seems like Kirihara's found a bit of a decent comfort zone with Valencia by the look of things, and a bit late on the brakes there into turn 2. And yeah, that's probably an invalid lap now.
The lap is indeed invalid. Further up ahead with Moritz Hiccup, currently 5/10 up on their time. The pace is hotting up, it seems. Moritz going for that P4 in front of Ruby Acosta, who currently does not have a lag to stand on against it. Reska Kyoso, however, looking up on their time currently by 2/10 after just the first sector.
After, yeah, 2/10 up after the first sector. If Reska keeps up this pace across the rest of the lap, could we see a 30.9? You think there's a 30.9 in this quali session?
I don't think there is a 30.9 in this qualifying session, to be quite honest. However, low 31s are definitely possible. Reska getting a bit unsettled there and losing quite a lot of time because obviously you want to keep that momentum through the corners. That is one of the biggest possibilities on how to gain time. Momentum, pace through the corners. And if you're sliding like that, no way that's going to happen.
Oh, seems like a bit wide on the entry of the last corner there. Seems like a decent exit, but let's see where that's going to land them.
It is not. It is down on their time, actually. It's half a second down on Reska's best lap. Elsewhere on the track, a bit further up ahead, we have Lucas Lichten just done with the first sector and currently 4/10 up on their time. Now starting really to challenge P1 and 2 with Polukai and Reska Kyoso. Now, this is not biased at all, but Lucas Lichten did basically the exact same evolution in terms of racing cars that I did. From the Bentley to the McLaren.
Yeah.
So, go Lucas.
From me, I honestly did not actually expect you to switch from the Bentley. I'll admit.
Yeah, well,
A bit wide on the... Oh, no, he recovered it. on
that
the
was
apex
good.
there.
That was good. That could challenge for a good position. However, I don't think it will be quite pole. 1/10 down on Polukai.
Yeah, 10th down. I don't know if there's like much more that he can clean up. Bit of a slow turn one by the look of things. But yeah, the McLaren 720s Evo does seem to be a pretty strong car around here. And, Reska way off. What happened to him?
Probably just getting a bit unsettled there into the last corner. Let's actually take a look right here. Yeah,
Oh, yep.
I've had that
bottom.
issue several times myself during the race last weekend. When it just get a bit too far on the green there, on braking,
Yeah.
the car likes to get unsettled. That is just a mid-engine problem that seems to persist around here. Ryoma Kirihara is looking up on their time right now after the first sector, but actually I'm going to have to not get away from that because Polukai just invalidated the lap, which was 3/10 up on their time.
God, every couple of minutes we seem to be getting teased with a low 31 time, and honestly, I'm on the edge of my seat now.
The teasing is very strong, but Ryoma Kirihara is not looking to tease us right now. Ryoma is planning on getting that P5 away from Ruby Acosta, away from the Jag to the Aston. One British manufacturer to another.
Yes, the Aston seems like it's actually working pretty well around Valencia there, but the Valencia, a bit of an iffy. They got a bit close there. I wonder what would have happened if they had touched.
It didn't cost Ryoma as much time as I would have guessed, though, and it is almost challenging Moritz Hiccup for P4 now.
Despite a bit of a sketchy last turn, Kirihara has managed to pass Ruby Acosta on the qualifying sheet for P5 and pretty much on the rear of Hiccup now.
Now Isaac Ambrose is looking up on the time, as is Eric Regis, right behind that. So those two have not stopped battling yet.
Yeah, and pretty solid work by Isaac, managing to make the old Merc work as well as he has. Honestly, like I didn't think that thing was gonna be as fast as it is. Oh, but that seems like an invalid.
That is an invalidation, unfortunately. One person who is currently up on their time is Mentrix in the pink Yanderer Racing McLaren. Few tenths up on their time. It's looking like they are going to improve in the same position.
Mentrix, a long-time driver here with us over on Vtracc, has pretty much been here since the start, and even before that, if I'm not wrong.
Has been here for a very long time, getting a bit of wrong in that last corner, unfortunately. But Reska Kyoso right ahead of that is currently starting a new lap. Will this be the one to dislodge Polukai from that polo position?
Did you say polo position?
Yes.
God.
The last time I said something like that, you didn't pick up on it, so I had to make it a bit more obvious.
Well, I mean, with this much of an exciting qualifying, can I really pay attention to very subtle jokes?
Yes, you should. As should everyone. Jokes are here for everyone, guys.
Alright, I'll take note.
And Rescue is a bit down on their time right now. It seems haven't found the groove yet with these new set of tires after the pit. So currently 4/10 down on their time. Lucas Lichten, however, is looking a bit up on their time, challenging their best right now in the first sector still. So this is very early days. However, Lucas Lichten not done.
Seems like a very nice run through a bit too tight on the inside on the exit of on the inside of turn 5 there. Seems like he's managed to recover very well on the start of sector 2, however. See if he can get P2 from Raskakioso or even get maybe pole position.
This is the cam I wanted.
There we go. On board with Lucas Lichten in the Team Iris number 77, McLaren 720F. That's a lot of sevens. Bit wide, but he seems to have gotten the hang of the last turn pretty well.
Oh, lost a bit of time through there, however. The 2/10 advantage have gone and poofed in an instant. No improvement on Lucas's time right now. However, we have both Polukai and Raskakioso on laps that are at least rivaling their top times right now. Polukai exactly on Delta with the previous lap. Raskakioso also exactly on Delta with the previous lap. Lucas Lichten also pretty much exactly on Delta, now gaining a bit of time. It's incredible how consistent these three drivers can be when they're chasing as much as they're doing right now.
Yeah, by the way, I think all of them realize that they're very close to that top spot on the podium. Poli realizes he has to defend that top spot, and Reska and Lucas know that they have very much a solid chance of getting that top spot. So it seems like all of them are pushing, and they're pushing very well consistently. But Reska's just a 10th down on his
didn't
best.
improve. Polu also looks to not improve on their time right now.
Yeah,
no.
2/10 slower.
But Lucas Lichten currently looking 2/10 up on their time. Can they retain that or even build upon that in these last two corners? Going very wide, they're very aggressive over the curb. It is not invalidated. It seems to be a good run. Is it going to be enough for pole, however? It is!
Pole! The entire top three just stuffed into 75 hundredths of a second.
Thousands. 75,000.
Thousands. My bad. Yeah, 7.5 hundredths is what I wanted to say. Sorry,
exactly. The pole has been snatched from Polu. See, that's the joke that I made earlier, but yeah.
Alright, okay. Anyway, this is gonna be the last run. If anyone wants to set a time now, it's gonna have to be now.
It is not gonna be Polukai because they are in the pits. It is not gonna be Raskakioso because they are 2/10 down, and that is not good. Ooh, that Ferrari, that hurt.
Yikes. Yeah, just that outside the curb on the exit of the chicane, that is just death.
I don't think it is going to be Ruby Acosta. She currently seems to be on pace with her best time so far, but I don't see her gaining 7/10 in the second half of this track now.
I mean, to be honest, getting down to a low 32 is already pretty impressive in the Jag. So getting into the 31s, we might as well give Ruby a special trophy. If that car can get into the 31s. Oh.
Another person who wants a special trophy is Lucas Lichten, currently improving on their time, still getting into the low 31s finally. A 31.380, in order to make the top three a bit more spread out.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be another race where Lucas Lichten might just run away with it. And I believe that also happened in Coda, if I'm not mistaken. Just goes to show how fast the Team Iris squad really is. Here we go.
And now we have the drivers preparing. Of course, we have a full formation lap. Let's take a look at everyone. Actually, let's do a comeback. There we go. Let's go. I haven't done this in a while, so please forgive me if I stutter. But we have in pole position Lucas Lichten, followed by Polu Kai in second position. The podium is made up by Reska Kioso, and Ruby Acosta in the Jag is on P4. Moritz Hiccup is in P5. Ryoma Kirihara in 6. Isaac Ambrose in 7. Eric Gregis is in 8. Zen? Was it Zen? Zen? Zen. I believe it was Zen is in 9. I'm very sorry. Amethyst in 10. DJ Overdrive in 11. And Imantrix Signs in P12. We have a small but stacked grid today, racing around Circuito Ricardo Tormo.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fun race, even if we do have a bit of a smaller grid here. I wonder about two things. I wonder how the top 3 battle is going to go, and I wonder what's going to happen between bit of like the midfield, because the midfield has a bunch of different variety of cars. You have stuff that are more modern, like Kiriana's Aston and Moritz's McLaren, but then you have a bit of the elders, so to speak, of Ruby's Jag and Isaac's Mercedes.
Yes, I do believe there's going to be 2 big battles. One for P1, which is going to be fought by P1, 2, and 3, and one for P4, which is going to be fought by 4, 5, and 6. There's 2 3-way battles we have to take a look at for the next hour. Of course, we now have a full formation lap. That means the drivers have a few more, actually one more lap in order to get accustomed to the current situation on the racetrack. I do believe we have 26 degrees Celsius in the air, as we did in the qualifying session, so it should not be too different for the drivers. However, it's still about warming up the tires, warming up the brakes, in order for the first corner to go smoothly.
Yes, we have to warm up, I would say especially the brakes, because warming up the tires is good, but especially on a race start, I feel like the most important thing is if there's an accident, you want to be able to slow down in time to avoid it, or being able to stop.
That would be good. However, for the first corner around Valencia, to be quite honest, it is one of the quicker corners available. So you don't need to brake so much into it. However, that can immediately mean that there's less margin for error if you're in a tight pack.
Yep, that is true.
But at least
thankfully the track limits are pretty relaxed.
In T1 especially, yes.
Oh yeah.
But let's just hope it will not be a repeat of the start of the WEC 8 Hours of Bahrain earlier today. I'm not going to spoil what happened there, but the start was... I mean, you could have played Wreckfest instead.
That sounds about right.
So.
Here we are bunching up. Lucas Lichten on pole. Polukai right next to him.
And we're coming onto the start-finish straight now. They're going very wide. Everyone's going very wide there, as we can see. We have... Actually, this camera is better, I believe. We have a very left line, a very right line. Rescue is looking a bit on the inside already as we're coming onto the start. And we're green. We're going racing. Who is getting the better start? It looks like Lucas Lichten is handsomely in front. Rescue Kioso, however, immediately challenging for the P2. Thinks better of it twice. Let's see, is there anything happening further back. Yes, looks like Zen took a few positions from especially Isaac Umbras. Moritz Hiccup also gaining a position on Ruby Acosta, who also lost to Kiri Hara in the meantime.
Seems like a bit of a bad start from Ruby Acosta, but then again, I don't. Oh, Isaac Umbra spun there. What happened?
Oh, just went a bit
Oh.
too deep and touched to his Zen there.
Yeah. Well, seems like there's minimal damage to Zen's car. Bit of an interesting situation, but seems like everybody's fine and still racing.
Then we get Lucas Lichten still out in front, followed by Polukai and Reska Kioso. Moritz Hiccup actually challenging Reska Kioso right now. The pace of that McLaren doesn't seem too bad in the early stages, at least in this first lap of the race. Kirihara a bit behind that, has to watch out in order to not lose to the people in front, already 6/10 behind, and Ruby Acosta, of course, having lost a few positions in that starting tumble through that second part. Oh, Morris Hiccup
everybody's
very
wide.
wide there.
No, that's some track limit warnings if I've ever seen any.
Might very well be. Of course, Lucas Lichten currently with the purple time. It was only the first lap, so don't read too much into that. We have a battle further back. It seems like Sen lost a few positions and is currently really close up on DJ Overdrive.
Yeah, DJ seems to have gotten a relatively good start there. Started P11, I believe, and already up to P9.
Is Isaac Umbra spinning out, and Zen also now behind for whatever reason, maybe due to that collision they had earlier. However, further up ahead, we have Ryoma Kirihara. Ooh, getting very close, flirting with the rear end of that McLaren.
Yeah, the breaking point into that corner right there. It's a bit of an iffy one. If you miss it, you're going all the way out.
Yes, the pace difference is starting to show exactly at this moment. Morris Hiccup now 1.3 seconds behind the leading trio. The leading trio slowly driving away. Well, not slowly, quickly, but comparatively slowly getting away, slowly but surely, from the following trio of Morris Hiccup, Ryoma Kirihara, and Ruby Acosta. Further down behind, of course, we have a four-way battle here between from Amethyst to VTube to Zen down in P10. That rhymed unintentionally. Anyways, Bolukai looking rather racy in these early stages of the race. Very close to Lucas Lichten, and Reska Kioso is also not far away. What would you do in Polo's situation here? You have to make sure to keep with the person in front, but the person in the rear could very easily disrupt your flow. What would you do in this situation, Ivano?
Well, in this situation, I'd probably start maybe trying to it might sound counterintuitive, but I'd probably start slowing Reska up a little bit just to like put a bit of a gap. And since Polo does seem to kind of be just barely edging away from Reska, even if it's like maybe a couple thousandths every lap, just by slightly maybe backing up Reska, you can start pushing again and then maybe catch back up to Lucas. But that's very situational and might even require tires. And as we look at Ruby Acosta seemingly making a move on the outside on Kirihara there.
Already got the move done a few corners earlier. Both of them seem to have been in a rather heavy fight, having lost now almost 1.5 seconds to Moritz, who made a bit of distance. And Reska Kioso currently with the purple lap. It is a 31.8 lap in the race trim, so that is going to be a bad loss for Ivano, a bad one for Reska.
Yep.
Now he just needs to win the race.
Yep. Well, I'll ask him for the file after the race, yeah.
further behind with Eric Gregis currently sneaking up on Amethysta. Well, not really sneaking, but getting very close and getting very sideways with the Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Lamborghini. It's very on the edge when it comes to grip, and since it's a naturally aspirated car, when you get on the power, it's instantaneous. So if you're not careful, you will spin. That's coming from personal experience, sadly.
This is Eric Gregis now, unfortunately, down 2 positions because of that blunder. Further up ahead, we have the top trio still heavily engaged in battle. Reska Kioso closer to Polukai as Polukai is to Lucas Lichten in front. This is going to be a bit of a breathing space here for Lucas Lichten because the two behind are really close to each other, really battling it out. Polukai may have to go defensive at some points. Very nice line through by Polo through that last corner here. However, how will it look at the end of the straight? Of course, there's a 2-car slipstream here for Reska Kioso. Will that be enough to catch up? However, it doesn't seem to be enough. And we have the first person in the pits, Ryoma Kirihara, already doing the pit stop. Maybe... Well, I wouldn't know why they would have damage, to be honest, but...
I don't know if it's damage. They might try to just make a long stint, run to the end, but I wouldn't know.
Ooh, I mean, I would advise against it, having raced here and seen that tire wear can be quite dangerous. However, camera, please, we see a side-by-side battle as Reska Kioso seems to go for the P2 position. Polukai is losing a position to Reska Kioso, and both of them lost quite a few ground due to that overtake to Lucas Lichten in front.
Yeah, it seems like Reska is really feeling himself right now, having passed Polukai in it, but he has to defend right now since Lucas is a bit too far away to really take full advantage of the slipstream at the moment. So Reska might have to go defensive, but it seems like, judging from his pace, he has no intentions of even staying remotely close to Polo, as he already seems to be kind of pulling away.
And to add insult to injury, his last lap was a 1:32.370, so that's already 2 laps that are under the bet.
You don't have to remind me every lap he
And
goes
this was a 32.180!
I get it. I get it. I'm so glad I just made the bet to be for a week and not for every lap he did below 32.4.
Oh, how about we change the stakes then? Every time
No.
he manages to do it, we increase it by another week.
Not another week. I'm not gonna spend a whole year with Reska wheeze on my face.
Why not? It is such a good emote that you don't even need to actually have the emote on Discord, at least, to understand it. And Albert is always demonstrating that to his best abilities. Further up ahead, we have Eric Gregis actually battling it out with DJ Overdrive right now. Eric Gregis wanting to gain the positions back that he lost earlier. However, not managing to make the last attempt stick. And further up ahead, there's also Ruby Acosta really closing in on Moritz Hicker right now. We have 3 close battles on the racetrack currently, so please excuse if there might be something lost. Isaac Umbris losing, however, the breaking point here into that corner.
Yeah, it seemed like Isaac could have maybe went for a pass on Gregis. It seemed like Gregis might have been getting held up by DJ there, but it seemed like that's just not gonna happen. Gregis is now on the hunt for DJ for that P8 spot.
And there's the Jag.
The Jag.
Oh, Mars a bit wide. Ruby with a smoother line. And with the ability to overtake. Will she get it stopped? Yes, this is the Queen's Design Jaguar in P5 of the race. P4, sorry.
It seems like Ruby has gotten pretty good at driving the Jag. I remember when they started driving it, they were worried that if they keep doing 132s, the tires are just gonna die. But Ruby's been doing 132s, mid to low 132s this whole time, and the car seems to be doing fine. Seems like that might have gave Ruby some confidence as Moritz is looking up the inside now, but it's just not enough momentum on the exit so Ruby can hold position.
Moritz definitely thinks that he has the pace advantage over Ruby, really crawling up into the rear of that Jag. However, all of that fighting will not do them the best of things. They are slightly catching up to Polukai, but that is also because Polukai is really losing it right now. Now 2 seconds, over 2 seconds behind Reska Kyosa suddenly.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that's a 33.7 by Polo. I'm guessing Polo might have maybe gone off track or maybe had a bit of a slide. Because you see, Ricketts has finally passed DJ and is actually having to defend from now as DJ really pushes Gregus out on exit. Now it's a drag race between the Lambo and the Ferrari. Long-standing Italian rivals right there in the car manufacturers scene. Gregus on the racing line, DJ's on the inside. Gregus overshoots the corner.
Both of them overshooted, actually.
Yeah,
this is bringing Isaac Umbris back into the fray.
Yeah, Isaac Umbris is starting to, and DJ goes wide, and Isaac Umbris goes up the inside, past DJ Overdrive. Let's see, DJ's already fronting a attack already though on Isaac. Seems like he's not getting all that ready to give up P9 just yet. Seems like the Merc might be a bit fast, because I've driven the 2015 Merc. That thing is relatively quick in a straight line. Especially out of corners.
I mean, according to my experience in ACC, the older the car is, the quicker it is in a straight line.
Yeah, also, they usually have bad brakes, but surprisingly, the 2015 Merc has better brakes than my M4. Like, I'm not kidding.
I mean,
I feel bad.
I could say something bad about the Bavarian manufacturer now, but I'm going to refrain from that.
You know, I already feel bad about driving the M4 as much as it is. Come on. Leave him with some happiness as a BMW guy.
Fair enough. For now, I will leave you with that. Isaac Umbris, however, seems to be about keeping the same distance with Eric Gregus right now, possibly struggling to keep up with the pace of the Czech Lamborghini driver.
You almost called it Ferrari.
Oh my, yes, I know, and almost got half of, well, actually all of Italy to be mad at me.
Yeah, you almost would have gotten me mad at you as well. A bit of a tight line there, seems like a bit of a bad exit out of turn 6, I believe that is. As more hits, more tick up. Seems to be losing a bit of time to Ruby.
Now, that was not invalid. How was that not invalid? All 4 cars were on the green. All 4 cars. What am I talking about? All 4 cars. All 4 wheels were on the green, of course. And that was a very good lap from Morris Hiccup, though, at a 32.215. Very quick and very much trying to catch up to Ruby to get that P4 back.
Seems like Moritz really wants P4 back right now, but Ruby is also keeping a pretty solid pace in the Jag, so it's gonna require a lot of patience from Moritz to not push too hard and make mistakes, because that can happen pretty easily. As much as one might think the chase car has the pressure advantage, you can also overpressure yourself when trying to catch up to the person in front and make mistakes like that.
Oh, and there's a battle between Eric Regis and Zen now.
Regis now has a switchback as Zen goes a bit wide to defend, but goes back on the racing line. But Isaac Umbra seems to be still keeping up relatively solidly with the two of them.
I think the battle of Zen and Gregis is really helping Isaac Umbris to keep in touch with them.
Yeah, true. That is also fair.
But Polo Kai has sort of lost it. If we could quickly go further up ahead. Polo Kai last did a 32.5. Before that it was a 32.7. So he's slowly gaining back the pace that he should have in order to keep up with Lucas Lichten and Reska Kioso in front. Does not look too good right now, however. Still quicker than Ruby Acosta and in this lap Moritz Hiccup. However, this would not be a sustainable pace for in the long run if he wants to challenge for that P1 position.
Yeah, and speaking of P1 position, it seems like Lucas is just going to run and get... Oh, the fight between Gregis and Zen seemed to be a bit closer. Gregis goes up the inside, and oh, they touch! A little bit of a bump there. It seems like everybody's off fine, but it seems like now Isaac is looking up the inside, but the inside becomes the outside going into turn 4. Seems like Gregis has made the move stick, even if there was a bit of a bump there. But now Zen has to defend from Isaac.
That's the one.
And oh, it seems like Gregis might have had a bit of a slide on the exit.
I think that was Gregis giving back the position because of the collision.
Was it?
I think it might have been. Even though I would have probably put that as a
Racing incident?
not even a racing incident, no further action. It was a minor touch. Like, yeah, nothing big happened there. But fair play to Eric Gregis if that is true.
Yeah, we like sportsmanship around here. Now it does mean that Gregis now has to overtake Isaac Umbers and start challenging Zen for that P7 again.
I just realized something.
What is it?
This is
What?
the battle of the purples.
Oh my god, yeah, we have Zen's purple McLaren, we have Isaac's purple Mercedes as he just sends it up the inside into the... Well, I was gonna say he might send it, but
Thinks
hey,
better of
back
it.
down. Yeah, true. Trying to go side by side through T1 whilst the track limits are a bit wide, it's still a bit risky because you're trying to take as much speed around it as possible.
Yeah, but this is the battle of the purples. The only 3 purple cars we have on track today, and they are engaged in a battle, have been for the entire race so far. This is...
Ooh,
I swear we're not segregating the cars based on their color. This just happened on accident. I swear.
We like happy little coincidences around here, not accidents. There's no accidents around here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and Zen goes a bit wide there on the exit. It seems like there's plenty of grip in that McLaren to stay ahead of Isaac Umbras. Seems like the two are actually kind of pulling away from Gregis there, now that I look at it. Maybe Gregis overheated the tires? Pretty easy to do in the Lambo, and especially around here, I can only imagine how much more exaggerated it is. Isaac looks for a dive on the inside into last corner. He seems very confident in that car.
And now let's take a look at the straight line speed, because there's a bit of an exit advantage for the McLaren. However, the Merc should have a better top speed. But is this straight long enough for that to play into effect? Not on this occasion.
Doesn't look like it. And oh, he goes wide.
I think that is the dirty air carrying Umbras wide from time to time there.
Yeah, I do have a feeling that that might be the case as well. Like, the Merc is fast, but it doesn't have the best aero. Like, it's fast, it has good brakes, but the aero department is kind of lacking.
No, but for those who don't know what I'm talking about when I say dirty air, in case you don't know, basically when there is a car in front, it is true you have less wind resistance because the car in front is basically punching a hole through the air. English language is difficult. However, there not being any air also means there is less downforce because the aerodynamics of the car are triggered less. That is what I'm talking about when I say dirty air. Basically meaning if you're in the slipstream of another car, you have less downforce, and that is especially dangerous when you're after a long straight, when you're very quick, and when you're trying to go on the brakes, because then you have less natural braking to assist you with your braking manually. As they
Getting
get
very
both of them get
close there.
overcooked into the last corner, and Eric Regis seems to get the better out of both of them.
Yeah, it seems like Zen might have gone a bit too late on the brakes, and Isaac would have almost would have gone into the back of Zen there if he hadn't kept braking.
And this is the first drive-through here for iMantrix Science, presumably because of track limit warnings.
But this midfield battle started to heat up even more than it already was. As Isaac looks up the inside, reconsiders it. Zen has a bit of a slide on the exit. Turn 4 going through turn 5. Seems like Greg is starting to pull away from everything now. Oh, but a bit of a bad exit there that looked a bit too tight. Now,
Yeah, it
all
seems
three of them just neck and neck.
It seems like this middle sector is the most troublesome one for Eric Gregg, is always losing a bit of time through there. This might be the possibility for Sen if he wants to take it. In the middle sector seems to be the best possibility against Eric Gregis. However, you also need to be able to keep right behind Eric in the other sectors, as he's right now a bit pulling away again. Zen losing the pace, and right behind is Isaac Ambros, and definitely not trying to pounce if there's any mistake.
Yeah, Isaac seems to be eyeing up every little gap that seems to be there in Zen's defense, and trying to get a bit of a nose in, get his nose in on every little nook and cranny that Zen seems to leave open. And I can only imagine the pressure that's putting on Zen.
As a wise person once said, if gap, car.
Yes.
Alright. Now, I think now's the best time to bring up any bets, because we're going to come up to the normal pit stop cycle right now. So the next bet is going to be which of these three drivers, Eric Regis, Sen, and Isaac Ambros, is going to come out on top after the pits.
I don't know. It honestly, there's a bit too many variables, I think. Like, it depends if Isaac and Zen are gonna fight. If Gregis is gonna make a mistake, or like, I have a feeling Gregis might actually go into the pits earlier than the two, which might lose him track position. If he has a bad pit stop. There's just a bit too many variables to really consider.
However, it looks like Zen is driving too defensive now, losing much time to Eric Regis. Now 2 seconds already behind the Lamborghini driver is the McLaren of Zen.
Yeah, but it seems like he can relax a bit, as Isaac has a bit of a troublesome chicane. Again, I don't blame him. That's a hard corner to get right. It's a very tight racing line as he goes into the pits, actually.
Oh, there we go. Isaac Ambros is the one trying to undercut the competition in this situation. Going for the fresh tires, quickest right now. And this is going to be interesting for another possibility, because we have Ryoma Kirihara, of course, the first person to have pitted so far, already coming around the last corner now. So there's definitely a position gain for Ryoma Kirihara against Isaac Ambros.
Yeah, it seems like the early pit stop has paid off for now, but as we've mentioned when Kirihara was in the pits, will the tire wear be good enough, or bad enough to really put a hold on Kirihara's charge?
Well, it will definitely get a hold on it if Kirihara continues to slide through turn 1 like he just did there.
But it looks cool.
Yes! but style points don't help your tires regenerate tread.
Well, maybe Pirelli should develop a new tire that's just like that. We need drift that actually regenerates.
We need the style points integrated into the economic parts of racing. Let's go.
Exactly. Also, would make drifting a lot more of an interesting sport.
Regenerating tires, like if you
I
do
mean-
better in drifting, the tires regenerate. Oh my
I
god.
mean, do you realize how, like, in a Formula Drift session, as far as I know, teams are going through like 20 sets of tires each time they're on a Formula Drift weekend. I feel like they'd appreciate regenerating tires.
I don't doubt that. And the environment would also appreciate it. So,
Exactly.
Pirelli, get on it.
Pirelli, Nitto, whoever does it. Yeah.
Hoosier, please. Come on,
No.
anyone.
we don't need another set of blowing up, exploding Hoosier tires. Hoosier has a good place in drag racing right now. Let him just do the drag racing stuff.
No, but if they can figure out, or Bridgestone or whoever, if they can figure out the regenerating tires.
Why is that making you laugh? And why is your laugh making me laugh?
Because it is completely irrational. It is completely unlogical. There is no way regenerating tires would ever work in the real world.
Yeah, I feel like if they were to exist, they'd have like no grip.
On the other hand, if they were to exist, they would make tires virtually redundant. Basically meaning you need to only buy one set that you basically have forever. So tire economy would then die. All of the tire manufacturers would go bust because they don't sell any more tires after the first set that they have already sold.
And then after that, it would basically be like fighting for contracts on car manufacturers, wouldn't it?
Well, not really. They wouldn't need to manufacture new tires, so they would just
Well, you
go
make
bust.
a new car, though. If you make a new car, you need new sets of tires for those.
Well, but cars get destroyed as well, so if the car that gets destroyed has the same wheel dimensions as the new car...
True. Well, actually, not wheel dimensions. Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyways.
There's too much detail.
Well,
Hey.
I think we're going into too much detail here. Exactly.
Yeah. It's a funny concept.
I just thought of something else we could talk about while there's currently no battle on the track. Let's watch a bit of the Jag.
The Jag, yeah.
But yeah, I dread to say that I don't remember what I thought about earlier. It was something to do with tires, I thought as well, I believe.
The tire conversation just keeps going.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, that would be a bit of a bounce there.
It is a conversation that needs to be had, because the environment needs sort of saving. I mean, we are doing our part here for saving the environment. Playing ACC is much more healthy for the environment than actually taking a Jag around Valencia for 1 hour.
Well, also it's just financially a better choice.
For us, but for many other people, not necessarily. For example, for Jag themselves, because they're not selling another car.
Well, yeah, true. But, it's Jag. It doesn't matter.
It's Jag, doesn't matter. Oh, that is a... No, we're not getting sponsored by Jaguar. Never ever. Thank you very much.
Like we were.
I
mean, actually, wait.
There's always a chance. There's always a chance. And that's why you keep being nice to these manufacturers and don't call a Lamborghini a Ferrari or vice versa.
Yeah, true. Actually, you know what? I've been thinking about getting an XKR as my first car. I probably should not badmouth Jag. You're right. They might send like an MI6 agent to bomb my XKR if I get one. Like, you're gonna talk bad about Jags. I'll show you something bad.
Shows you a picture of Jeremy Clarkson. What?
That's not bad. What are you talking about? He's a handsome man. Maybe not in his current years. But like,
okay. I think that is the Grand Tour sponsorship then over, or the Clarkson's Farm sponsorship also over with.
I literally called him a handsome man. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then we both laughed about that. Anyways, we
Yeah,
have
'cause
Ryoma
you laughed.
Kirihara. We have
Yeah.
Ryoma Kirihara catching up to DJ Overdrive now. This seems to be the next position for the early pitter, and DJ Overdrive hasn't even pit yet. So, it would be in Ryoma's best interest for DJ to pit right now or overtake as quickly as possible, as Ruby Acosta and Zen are now in the pits. So now it's getting interesting. DJ is actually pulling into the pits, and where is Ruby? Ruby's exiting. Ryoma did not get the jump on Ruby Acosta, as it seems right now. However, ahead of Zen, quite handsomely so. Ryoma Kirihara now 5.5 seconds behind Ruby Acosta, and Reska Kyoso and Polo Kai are the first of our front runners to immediately go into the pits right after one another. 1.5 seconds of gap between the two when they entered the pits. Let's see if there can be a jump.
Yeah, it seems like Lucas is probably aware of the excessive tire wear around Valencia, so he seems to be kind of extending as much as he probably can right now. It's going to benefit Lucas by the end of the race.
It's going to benefit at the end, but it's not going to benefit right now. And logically, if there's higher tire wear, wouldn't it be better to pit exactly in the middle of the race to have, on average, the better tire wear during the entire race?
Well, considering these GT cars don't really eat away at their tires that badly, I don't know. You might have a point, but I mean, pitting later means possibly better track position. So, hey.
Depends on the traffic in the way. Anyways, Reska Kyoso seems to have gotten a much better pit stop, gaining 3.5 seconds on Polo Kai right behind him.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that Polo might have gone a bit safe, as Lucas Lichter now comes into the pits for his stop.
Yes.
Probably monitoring the other two.
And this is going to be interesting. Now we're going to see whether Reska's and Polo's pits were good or bad. Because if Reska is then closer to Lucas, then we just know that Reska had a really good pit stop.
Considering that he did exit the pits 2 seconds ahead with a 2-second advantage to Polo, I'm gonna guess Polo probably took it a bit safely going into the pits, probably slowed down a lot as... Well, Reska seems to probably just went in, maybe got that perfect 50 kph entry.
So here's Reska now coming up to the last corner. Lucas Lichten is not moving yet. Just dropped. Is now starting, and Reska Kyoso is coming across the line. Let's see, where's Lucas Lichten coming out? Let's go for a widescreen. And there's Reska coming.
And there's DJ with a bit of traffic. Is probably gonna benefit Reska, as Lucas has to make sure he passes DJ safely.
And you have to remember, Reska already had a lap on these tires. The tires must be in a better pressure set right now. DJ Overdrive going far on the outside, letting these two pass without a problem, and Reska is now back on the rear of Lucas Lichten.
Yeah, it seems like the fight for P1 is already underway now. Assuming Lucas doesn't pull away again.
The last of our previous question, Eric Regis is now in the pits. Interestingly, we have Isaac Umbris 15 seconds up the road of Zen. 16 seconds up the road of Zen. So let's see, actually. Isaac Umbris here.
And Gregis is now out of the pits.
Oh, and Isaac Umbris is going to take the chance right now to get the better out of the three of the pits. I would have lost my money because I would have bet on Eric Regis, to be honest.
Seems like Isaac really did get a very good stint out of the pits.
And as you said, wait, actually, no, Eric would have the better laps towards the end now. Morris Hiccup is now in the pits. And that means Amethysta is in the lead of the race before the pit cycle.
I mean, hey, leading the race is leading the race, right?
That's leading kilometers. Nobody's ever going to get to take them away from you.
Exactly. Oh, Rescue getting a bit slidey there into turn 4. Turn 6 into sector 2 now. Getting a good exit out of here is very crucial. Seems like both of them had a pretty similar exit. Reska's not really gaining huge time on Lucas, but he's keeping him honest, letting him know that, you know, he's still there.
Oh, hi there. I'm right behind you.
Well, you're in a comedic mood today.
Was that comedic though? Was that funny?
I chuckled, yes.
Yes, I heard that.
You're funny today. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm in a funny mood today.
Well, hey, it's good to smile, isn't it?
Why is there a virtual mirror?
Yeah, that's interesting. Well then.
Anyways, Reska Kyoso still following, and right behind we see Polo Kai, who is that is a lap ahead of DJ Overdrive. Amethysta is now in the pits, had 1 or 2 laps of leading kilometers. That is either 4 or 8 leading kilometers around here. Well done.
Good job.
Ryoma,
Now you can flex that all you want.
yes. Moritz Hiccup now in P5. Ryoma Kirihara now in P6. Actually having done a good second stint so far after having pit almost immediately after the pit window did open. Amethyst is now the last of our pitters, of course, and Ryoma Kirihara is going to be really interesting to see if the tires are going to hold.
But considering Kirihara seems to have kept up decent-ish pace, seems like they are taking care of these tires pretty well.
Yes, about 30 minutes ago, they came out of the pits. So, I would say now is the time when the tires really start to feel different.
Oh, yeah. I from last week, I remember you hit about half an hour on the tires around Valencia, and then they just start to be less trustworthy.
Exactly. Now,
Yeah.
it might be different in the Aston. I don't know how tire saving the Aston is compared to other cars. It might also be different for Kirihara's driving style. I don't know how well he is with nurturing his tires. I also don't know whether he has these self-generating tires everyone's been talking about recently. However, there are a new bunch of best laps coming on, and from the lead, Lucas Lichten now with a 31.5, the purple lap of the race. And I just wanted to mention Reska Kyoso with a 31.7, so again, under the threshold, which was mentioned earlier for the bet.
Why do I have to do commentary with you?
Because you agreed to it. Oh!
Oh, Isaac! Isaac's on the gravel there. What happened? He goes in. Oh, just
going
a bit too wide and then bounces off those curbs. Yeah, as I was talking earlier, those curbs on the outside are brutal.
And that has virtually gifted Eric Gregis E8. Okay, and now we have to talk about something. Okay, let me go into another view for that.
What is it?
Is this purple or is this pink?
That's magenta.
Okay, but is it purple or is it pink?
Magenta is magenta. It's the middle ground between pink and purple.
That is not the answer that I was looking forward to.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to start a debate over whether that's pink or purple, because it's not either of them. It's magenta. My God.
Okay. What color is the dress? Anyways,
God damn it. It's white.
yeah, so basically we have a close to purple car, followed by 3 purple cars on track.
Yeah. Seems
Okay.
interesting.
This is...
A lot of VTubers seem to really like purple.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. I've
Or
actually
pink.
noticed. Or pink, yeah.
As we see DJ Overdrive,
Who's also pink.
who is pink and black, and Ruby Acosta,
Yes.
who is also pink.
But instead of pink and black, it's pink and white. And a smidge
Yes.
of gold on the wheels.
Just a speech. Tiny, tiny little speech.
Yeah. Also, gold wheels are underappreciated.
Are
I
they?
just want to say it. Yes. They're amazing on like almost every car. Like, look at a Jag with its gold wheels, and you tell me that looks bad.
Well, I'm not saying it looks bad. What I'm saying, however, is that there are different color combinations that might look better still.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
So maybe gold's rims being in the middle of the appreciation table might not be the best, the worst place for it.
I mean, gold's a very interesting color. It works under somewhat specific conditions, and it's definitely.
If I was evil now, I would say yes, you're completely right. It works if you're winning.
Well, see, that is evil because I've never won.
Do you drive with gold rims yourself?
I don't know. I might do that if it means I start winning. I have.
Well,
Yeah, that might
no,
be
no, no.
why I'm
My
slow.
point was Ruby Acosta is driving gold rims right now, and it doesn't look like she's winning.
Well, I mean, that's not really a issue with the rims. It's the fact that she's in the Jag.
Yeah, but having gold rims despite not winning is a bit too overly opulent, maybe?
Really? I don't know. I mean, call it like a confidence booster. I don't know.
I says it as I sees it, and I sees gold as a winning color. And
Yeah,
if gold
or
is not, and if something gold is not winning, then it just feels a bit off.
okay, let's look into it a bit deeper. As far as I know, Queen's design cars always run gold rims.
Do they now?
That's from what I've seen. I think they run either gold or white wheels.
Maybe that might just be Ruby's rim colors of choice in that case, because I seem to remember April Carlsvard driving different rims. I think she drove white rims last time I raced her.
Yeah, and didn't I think that might... Wait, did she finish in front of me? Oh, that's Vtracc, I believe, off the track.
Yep.
Yep. Exit at that corner can get a bit heavy. I don't blame him.
That race, yes, April Carlsvard finished in front of me. That was Kota. Please don't remind me of Kota.
Oh no, I was talking about Valencia last week.
April did not participate in Valencia last week, I believe.
Oh, wait.
It was someone else that participated for Queen's Design.
Right, I forgot. That's probably why you didn't beat them in Coda then. You're probably paying too much attention to the wheels.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is why I got 2 drive-thrus because of track limits,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's totally not because Coda has very strict track limits.
No, I always had to go off the track in order to see the color of the rims. That is why I was off track. Not because I took the corner wrong. I just wanted to see the rims. So please, Kota, please, Kunos, do not banish me for trying to look at the beautiful color schemes that people are driving.
Yeah, I mean honestly, the track McLaren does look pretty nice.
It does, and huge thank you at this point to Albert.
How do we say it? Yeah,
Judge. Albert Shush.
Sure. Okay, so
Albert, who
Yeah.
made the livery.
Albert makes a lot of people's liveries.
Yeah, very talented livery maker. If you ever need someone to make your livery, we got you. Join our Discord. We've got actually a few people who can do amazing liveries.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, Tarls makes pretty good liveries.
Akito makes very good liveries.
Yeah, but you have to pay him for that.
Well, yes. I was just
Which
trying
makes
to
sense.
sell the services of the people in our community
Yeah,
to the
true.
people
Yeah,
that are watching
pay for
here.
pay for Aki. Like, I'm not saying don't go to Aki. Aki makes very good looking liveries. Like, his Alpine GT4 looks great. His I believe he runs 296 here, right, in Vtracc.
Not too sure at this moment. He's obviously not on track today, so I don't know.
Yeah, true. But yeah, he makes great GT3 cars. He also is the leader of Mirai, and the Mirai cars always look pretty good.
Yes.
I've not seen a bad Mirai livery. I will say that.
And also to get back to my point, if you want a livery from Albert, please offer him some money in return.
Yeah.
He will probably not ask for it, but he would definitely deserve it.
Yeah, when I ask him for liveries, he's like, I like doing it for fun, but nah. Doesn't sit right with me.
Just because you like to do it for fun doesn't mean you can make money with it as well.
Yeah, no, I agree to that. That's why, like, if I get decent money in the future, I'm probably gonna repay him for like all the liveries.
Right, that's a $5 for one livery, $5 for another livery. What are you saying? You took 5 hours to make it? Okay, that's 1 hour, $1 per hour. That's another $5.
No, I'm not that cruel. Come on.
Oh,
I'm not that cheap. I'm cheap. I'm not that cheap. Come on. But yeah, anyway, it looks like the track has calmed down somewhat.
the track has calmed down a bit. We have currently 3 battles on the track. We have Eric Gragis following Amethysta. We have Mentrix following DJ Overdrive. And of course we have Reska Kioso following Lucas Lichten. Polokai really seems to have just dropped off in the last time. And Ryoma Kirihara now taking that corner badly. And Mentrix as well. Now let's take a look first with Ryoma Kirihara. What happened there exactly?
Yep,
too
again,
wide.
same thing. Just the outside curves bouncing the car aggressively. But that could also mean maybe a bit of a setup issue, because the car could be running a bit stiff. And you don't want that stiff of a car around Valencia, so you can check the curves easier.
To quote a song from the 2013 game GTA 5, oh, it's just a setup. Or oh, it was a setup. Something like that. I don't know.
No, they just said it's a setup. The song just goes,
Oh,
it's a setup. Yeah.
It's a setup. It's a setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a setup. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to get DMCA'd.
Oh, it's yeah.
Yeah, I was.
To be quite honest.
To
be quite honest, do you actually think my singing could get this stream DMCA'd?
They go for it now. I've heard of people just singing and getting DMCA'd. Yeah, they're going for those now.
Well, I would guess that the people who sing it and get DMCA'd are the ones who actually sing it well.
I would say so, but hey, are you saying you're a bad singer?
Are you saying I'm not a bad singer?
Have some confidence.
I might have if you start to compliment me.
Then do something compliment-worthy, like singing.
Oh my god.
Anyway, speaking of confidence...
You just said I shouldn't sing because of the MCA, and now you say... Make your mind up, man!
Okay, it's not a time for therapy, it's time to focus on racing, and it seems like... You know, I'm just saying.
It's not the time for therapy!
Doesn't we have a race to commentate here?
Nobody's overtaking anyone right now. It's fine.
I mean, Gregis was close. I mean, come on.
Gregis is close. Reska is close. Come on.
Uh,
Oh. Greg seems to be getting closer right now. As they're coming into turn 2 right now. Exit of turn 2 is a very
Well-
dangerous part of the racetrack. For track limits, and there was definitely a track limit warning for Eric Regis there.
yeah.
Oh my god. Is this the perfect example of the commentator's curse? Or what?
Maybe that may be it.
I
You
was-
said it as he went off the track. Like that couldn't have been perfect timing.
Oh my god.
And it looks like
And shortly behind them on track are actually the leaders. That is not something you say very often, that shortly behind someone else there's the leaders. However, it
that's
just...
what happens when you have lap traffic.
Yes, indeed. And Reska Kyoso is currently also trying to keep up with Lucas Licht, maybe trying to nurture the tires a bit better for the last sprint of the last few minutes. We are in the last 10 minutes of the race already, might I add. There's only 8.5 minutes left, and we have DJ Overdrive pitting again, maybe for damage, maybe something happened that we didn't see.
Maybe. Well, let's see if Gregus can put the power of that Lambo to good use, because that thing is pretty rapid out of corners, so I'm gonna guess it might have the top speed advantage, even with the assist of the draft as well. That's pretty much the thing with the Lambo in a nutshell. It's fast, but it'll spin on you if you're not careful.
I mean, that's the thing with every rear wheel drive car, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but it's a bit exaggerated on the Lambo is what I'm saying.
Ah,
Yeah.
you mean compared to the other GT3s that we're seeing today?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I present to you the Jag.
That thing has understeer. It mostly has understeer than oversteer. I'll say that.
Not if you drive 0TC on the exit corner.
Okay, if Ruby's driving 0TC, I'll just say, damn.
Probably not. She's
Exactly.
probably driving it like a good
Oh,
little old
Somebody went off.
driver. There's no yellow flag, so I don't know who.
Uh-oh.
Probably driving it like a good little GT3 driver and driving TC3. I mean, that is usually what you drive with the old cars, because, well, everything below that basically is the same as TC0, and everything above that
Yeah.
is basically the same as TC 999,000.
Yeah, that is so true. I was trying to rate a writer yesterday, and above TC3, it was just like randomly engaging TC out of nowhere. But when I go to TC2, I might as well be just driving a drift car.
Yeah, he's really bogging down, especially on these older cars with worse electronics, which unfortunately also includes the Bentley Continental Evo version, which also has these horrible electronics. But yeah, at least there's a TC3 setting, where the TC3 setting is actually drivable. And we have actually a comment now. The Jag, you want to use TC0 if you can manage it, else TC12 in the dry. That is interesting. Thank you, PD Dobster, for that input.
I mean, that kind of does make sense. The Jag has so much understeer. You pretty much want every little slip you can probably get.
I mean, wasn't the thing with esports in ACC that TC0 was, at least in some updates, the meta?
It's drivable. It doesn't mean it's fast. No, they were just saying it's drivable.
No. In actual esports, they used to use TC0. I remember that vividly. And people that are complaining on Twitter and the likes that is so unrealistic, because IRL, you wouldn't be quicker with TC0 than with a low TC setting.
Yeah, from what I know, that was like, I've heard it was like, what, 1.5 or something?
Oh, that early?
Yeah, but right now in 1.9, it is possible to drive with TC0. As far as I know, there is an esports driver who drives an Audi who drives TC0.
Interesting.
And now the pit window is closed, and thankfully all the drivers have done their mandatory pit stop, so now it's just a drive to the end with no penalties in sight unless people get track limits.
Oh my god, you wouldn't want to get a track limit drive through at this late stage of the race.
Yeah, you're gonna be so out of position.
So, let's take a look from the start of the race, actually, what the statistics were in the start. We had Amethyst, who started on P10, currently made it up to P7. That is the biggest gainer of the race. Biggest loser of the race is actually Isaac Umbris, losing 2 positions. However, Eric Gregis is aiming to get take one of these positions away from Amethyst, really crawling into the rear of that 69 Ferrari now.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, it seems like Gregis has finally gotten comfortable tires of the Lambo. They're now looking on the outside. Maybe can go for the switchback. If he can get the switchback on the exit. No.
It looks like Amethyst's lines are just very secure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Eric
Eric looks to be on the edge. Looked to be on the edge in the braking there on the last corner. But
yeah.
Amethyst just looks so stable. It's amazing.
I've said it before. The 296. Oh, seems like they're going a bit wide there. Then again, both of them actually went wide. Not too much though. But the 296 is a very stable car if you have a good setup. And Vtracc has a drive-through.
That's the second drive-through of the day for Vtracc.
Probably
Very
struggling with first turn, I'd imagine.
Very unfortunate for Vtracc. However, fortunate for the other people that only one person seems to be getting the bad luck of the track limit gods today.
Yeah, I mean, it also is just down to Valencia's track limits actually being too relaxed. It kind of invites you to keep pushing them, pushing the boundaries, and it actually does kind of, work against you. Counter
argument.
Yeah.
I believe the track limits are only very relaxed on the exit of T1.
Well, kinda.
Everywhere else, the track limits are as they should be.
Fair. Anyway.
There we go again. Eric really struggling on the braking, getting the car a bit unsettled on that initial stamp on the brakes there. Maybe needs to be a bit softer on the starts for the brake for the last corner in order to not risk spinning out.
That's gonna be risky to do, even if you get on the brakes soft, because I've said before, the Lambo is not the most stable car, even under braking, and especially considering that the last turn is downhill and is a bend. You're turning and braking, even if it's very softly. So that's like a recipe for disaster. So I can kind of understand where Greg is struggling with the last turn. It's just basically the worst everything for the Lambo around that corner.
I'm very sorry for doing this now, but you saying that corner as the bend now reminded me of the Bend Motorsport Park in Australia. And
why?
Because I want that track to be in a single goddamn modern sim. It is only in Assetto Corsa, and that official, and that is a paid mod.
Yeah. Also, the fact that you just took the word Bend and thought about a different racetrack.
Because the Bend Motorsports Park is an amazing racetrack. It is modern, it is incredibly long, it has many different cool layouts. All of the layouts are cool of the Bend. Anyways, back to Valencia. We are here in Spain, of course, on the other side of the globe, in more than one census. And the final lap has been started by Lucas Lichten, who is right behind this battle here on track. So these cars, if they let Lucas Lichten by, this is going to be the last lap for them. If they don't let him by, which they probably must, because Reski also is now catching up.
Yeah, and looks like Lucas is getting a bit blocked there.
Yes, and that is Eric taking care of for Lucas, and Reska a bit
Reska flashing his
dangerous on
lights,
the
letting know.
exit. Oh, this is so bad for Eric Regis. He had to get out of the way.
Yeah, I just got caught at a very bad time, and Amethyst just has loads of space now.
Amethysta has loads of space, but Amethysta can also let Lucas Lichten past and then have some space left in order to not have to do another lap.
Yeah, that is true.
So we'll see what Amethysta wants to do. However, we are going to watch Lucas Lichten right now, who last time around did the 32.7, Reska Kyoso did the 32.2. However, Reska Kyoso not close enough to catch up, bar any backmarker shenanigans into the last corner, which we don't hope for. It is the last lap. It is the last corner. Lucas Lichten going for it, and there's a touch!
Amethysta gives a nudge to Lucas there. That could have gone horribly wrong.
But it was not enough. It was not enough. Lucas Lichten managed to save it over the line. Reska Kyoso right behind that. Amethysta and Greg is also now finished. Olukai is very simply in P3, so that means we have the podium already. Lucas Lichten in P1, Reska Kyoso in P2, Olukai in P3. Ruby Acosta in the Jag. Coming up onto the start-finish straight, across the finish line now, in P4, the Jag.
Very solid drive there from Ruby, and here comes Hiccup, P5.
P6, it is definitely Ryoma Kirihara. Very good recovery drive. I'm kind of surprised he managed to make them tires last as long as they did now. However, all the more credits to you, Ryoma. Well done on P6. Amethyst, of course, in P7. Eric Gregors in P8. Isaac Umbris in P9. Zen in P10 in the end. DJ Overdrive in P11. And I'm Mentrix Science making up the rear. So, this was a good race. We had a small grid, but there were constant battles all around the racetrack. I believe this was a very good showing of how close the battles can be, and even how many different cars you can have that can still battle. I mean, the top three are the meta right now. We have McLaren, Ferrari, and McLaren, which of course, those are the only two cars in the meta. And then we have a Jag, of course, driven by Ruby, who is very quick. Another McLaren, and then Aston. We have a Lamborghini, we have a Mercedes, an old Mercedes, nonetheless. And these Lamborghini, Mercedes, and the McLaren right after that, they have been battling for so long during that entire race as well. Honestly, I'm very happy with this race. It was a very exciting affair. I hope you thought the same, Ivano.
Yes, Julian, as you said, this was whilst the grid was small, there was constant action, constant fighting, like even before and after the pit cycle, which you think the pit cycle would, kind of maybe split some people up. Maybe people would get SG30s. Thankfully, nobody had any SG30s. A couple of drive-throughs for Mentrix, but that was really it. Everybody was able to drive clean and safe, except for a few bumps here and there. But hey, it's racing. It happens. But overall, a very, very solid race, despite a relatively small-ish grid.
Very solid race indeed. And on that note, I want to thank everyone who has been watching. I want to thank you, Ivano, for being here at my side. I want to thank all of the drivers that participated today. And I want to thank all of the watchers, of course, of the stream. This couldn't have been made without any of you. And I want to thank you all. Next week, we are going to be racing at Monza for the Tracc GT3 series. GT Cup, yeah. Tracc GT3 Cup. And the week after, we are going to continue with the Vtracc Challenge racing on Monza as well.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Julian, do you have any contenders for maybe driver of the day if you want to do that fun little thing?
Um, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like a little driver of the day. Like who was the most impressive today?
Who was the most impressive? Okay, let me quickly think about that. I would say that most impressive today was actually Ruby Acosta in the Jag, I would say. Being able to still, in the Jag, make it up to P4. Even though we know it was Ruby, I think the driver of the day goes to the Jag.
Yeah, and honestly, from this point on, if Ruby calls himself slow, I'm just gonna say no.
Just no.
Like
You
that is all
don't know
the
what you're talking about.
this race was all the evidence that Ruby needs. That yes, you are indeed fast. Like
Indeed.
yeah,
In any
but either
case,
way,
that has been Vtracc round 6, the Spanish V-Prix at Valencia. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time on the racetrack. Goodbye.